Hello, everyone. My name is Johannes Arwakon, pastor of Pacific Island Ministry here in Emmanuel, and today we are going to talking about volunteer. And now I have Susan and Gary Hunter. They are a great, faithfully couple and a member of church here. How long have you been become a member of Emmanuel?
I've been here around 38 years, probably, something like that. 38 years, I would say.
No, I became a member in 2016, so it's been
2016.
8 years for me.
Yeah, but this has been a long time. I think more than me. I just about 8 years here. And what ministry do you have? Do you both involved in the church?
Well, I volunteer with the Marshallese children on Monday nights to help them learn. And I volunteer on Sundays at 11 with the kids' choir for pre-K through kindergarten. And volunteer on Wednesday nights with the adult choir that's in the bridge service at Emmanuel.
How about you, Gary?
Well, let's see, on Sunday and Wednesday, I'm involved with the Departments of Correction Ministry, where we bring the inmates from the center to the church.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then on Tuesday evening, I help transport the Marshallese boys for basketball practice.
Gary, you helped me about 3 years ago in the basketball ministry. And one thing that unique that your wife, Susan, is also helping me in the same ministry but different area. Suzanne came every Monday for helping the kids in the tutoring program. I'm curious, what's the reason behind that you want to involve in the ministry?
Well, when you see a need, you need to help out if you can. And I have a teaching background, so when I know children are struggling academically, and if I can help them, I need to be there to help them.
So how about Gary?
Well, it gives me an opportunity to help out at the church. I think it's one of the things is that by transporting, we're able to bring the students or the inmates, whichever, to the church, and that gives them the opportunity, especially with the inmates, to participate in worship, to hear the sermon. And then when we have our community group afterwards, we get to talk about what they're going to do after they're released from prison, how they're going to live their life. So
Mhm.
it's essentially bringing, and with the boys, it's giving them an opportunity to come to the church, to hear about the gospel, to be, fellowship with the other boys, and essentially get a feel for being in church and what the church is all about.
I still remember in tutoring program, we usually start the devotion time, help the kids to know better about Christ. And I try to make them easily to understand how to receive Jesus. So I said, I open the heart, Jesus will stay in your heart. You remember the boy that really want to receive Jesus in his heart. You remember?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I remember. I was just working with him individually on a skill of some kind. And so I just approached him because I know he's old enough to understand salvation. And so I asked him if he had ever asked Jesus into his heart. And he said no. And so I made sure he understood what that meant and made sure he believed that Jesus was the Messiah and that he needed to ask Jesus into his heart if he wanted to be a saved individual. And he said yes, he was ready. So we just did that right on the spot. And I do go to him a lot and say, remember when you were saved that day? And he's like, yes, I remember. He wants to be baptized. He has not been baptized yet that I know of.
Mhm. Yeah. So I know Gary is involved also in other ministry. Do you experience with something like that?
We do. In the Department of Corrections ministry, we've had a number of the men, I think 4 so far, that have come to us and asked if they could be baptized in the church. One of the individuals had been incarcerated. I believe it had been three different times that he had been in and out of jail, and he said that he had come to a belief that he had converted. He was a believer in Jesus Christ. He believed in the gospel. He wanted to be baptized at the church. Following baptism, it was shortly after that he was released from prison or from the center, and he got back with his wife, got a really good job, and his life was just totally turned around after that.
If you join the ministry as a volunteer, you're helping the world getting better. So why are you just watching the others do when you can join them?